it had anything to do with that. It must be because of a certain AD carry pick that they want to play, but Thresh just doesn't make all that much sense. At least in my head, it's because they don't want to play against a bully lane.
And Kindred, Vlad, Swain have been banned out here, which means Ryze is going to be the lock-in coming in for punish in the mid lane. Very rarely we see teams give Ryze on over to an LPL squad.
Yeah, certainly.
100% pick to ban for a reason.
MaRin and Punish play it, so that is an interesting decision. They do trade it for 2 big power picks.
Yep, Lucian and Rek'Sai will be the pickups coming in for OMG. But there's a reason why Ryze is 100% picked and banned. He's normally in the jail cell, not allowed to see play, because he can do some pretty nasty things. Still waiting to see what LGD can pick up during their next pick rotation here. Kindred was banned out, so in Italy, you know, the other S-tier jungle less available, but as we've seen from Eimy and juejue in this match, you know, they go between Rek'Sai and Elise.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see either of them play in Italy. Ryze is interesting, right? Because Ryze is pretty much a hyper-scaling carry that peaks at level 9 when you get 5 points into your Q. Goes double mana items, so pretty much sustains through a lot with the way that the new roller works. And that's a lot of magic damage. And a jungle Hecarim.
They lock this in, it'll be interesting. But still a lot of magic damage as they switch on over towards Karma.
I'm still expecting the Hecarim because he's 100% just swapped over to Ghost. Oh, he swaps back.
Eimy wanted it. Coach said no. Well, that's how I'd like to think things panned out. Still, Ryze, Karma, and Lissandra being the lock-ins for LGD. That's lots of magic damage on their side.
Certainly is. Once again, potential for there to be 4 magic damage dealers because Elise is the jungler that is left up for their side as well. See whether Ezreal is the lane matchup that's taken in. I will say that Imp's Ezreal looked much better than Bae's. I'm confident in saying that.
And OMG getting a very similar team comp one more time here. So lock in Braum for the first time, taking that one away from PYL, who's played it 2 games in a row now. And they're going to take Ekko one more time for xiyang up at the top lane. He had 2 good games in Ekko. Even game number 2 is playing decently well.
Yeah, xiyang's actually turned into a rock for this team. It's amazing, the man that was a mid laner, that then was a support Syndra and Maokai player, now is a top laner for OMG for the last year and just over a year. Really is nice to see just how much xiyang has evolved as a player on OMG.
Well, let's see what LGD pick up during their final 2 picks here. Now they're hovering over the Sivir and Graves, which I think would make a lot more sense. Hovered this Hecarim earlier. Could potentially be the lock-in, and it is. We're going to see Hecarim in the jungle. Eimy is going to be playing Hecarim jungle here.
So a lot of backline dive threat right now. You have to say that, you know, with Hecarim, Lissandra, Ryze all targeting your backline, not to mention 2 speed ups out of the Karma, out of the Sivir. This team is going to close on you incredibly quickly if they scale well into the latter stage of the game. I mean, Ryze Sivir never really going to run out of damage for you. They have good CC. Hecarim has a great first clear. He clears incredibly quickly in the jungle right now. And when you look over at OMG's lineup, how do they actually stop any of this engage? I mean, they have Braum. That's it. They don't have any other hard disengage.
Well, OMG do have their final pick available here. It should be their mid lane pickup, unless we see Ezreal being thrown into the mid lane. Not Ezreal, sorry, Ekko. But instead, it's going to be the Viktor lock-in coming in from OMG. So, we are going to see it being played in the mid lane by Icon.
Yeah, we'll see now that Icon's not on LeBlanc, how he goes with this matchup. Should be able to bully at least early. There's some good gank potential here out of the Hecarim Lissandra combo, especially if they can burn one of the cleanse or the flash towards the earlier stages of the game. But Icon's been laning relatively well. I mean, game 1 was up a lot. Game 2, little bit lackluster, but that was more of a matchup issue. Now with the counter pick, see whether Icon can make it work.
It's a fairly standard coming out from the OMG team lineup here. Some changes here at SCR, still on the Ekko, but Hecarim, it's the big curveball and the Ryze that's been thrown into this game for LGD.
And I feel like we've had a couple of curveballs tonight. I mean, we've seen Hecarim, we've seen Darius running around. It's been an interesting night of League of Legends, and I want to see whether LGD execute a little bit better than what Eimy did in their games against RNG.
Well, we have to see if LG can finish off this series in a bang as we head into Summoners Rift for the third and final time in this series and for tonight. And we've loaded onto the Rift for the final time for tonight, as the series that has been tied up between LGD and OMG takes to the Rift one last time with a jungle Hecarim coming out from Eimy here. A champion that has been terrorizing my solo queue game so far. As we take a look at the Keystone Masteries, nothing too fancy coming out, but Storm Raiders surge on two champions here. One onto Ryze, one onto the Viktor. Definitely a little bit unique.
I feel like the important thing to speak about here is the fact that it is a top lane Ryze. Has significant lower success rate than mid lane Ryze at the moment. And will be played into a matchup that lots of people actually thought at MSI was good for mid lane Ekko. So we'll see whether MaRin's able to make that one work.
Well, I'll see what they can do, especially now they brought Luo in as their support, substituting 5 in game number 3. Which was an interesting turn of events. But seems like we're going to get standard lanes coming into this match here, so no lane swap being initiated by either side.
Yeah, so finally we'll get to see these guys match up on Summoner's Rift against each other head on. This time PYL and Imp, you would have to say, have the better lane match. I mean, Sivir Karma is going to be able to poke incredibly well during the laning phase.
And they're actually going to start at the Crunk camp, so take that one away at level 1.
Karma took actually some experience from the little monster there, so it means that they're going to have to wait an extra creep to get to level 2. Eimy starting on the blue buff.
No, opting to start at Gromp at level 1 here.
Yeah, that's actually a little bit strange because Hecarim is mana intensive, don't get me wrong. You have to be able to spam out the W and spin the scythe around a lot to be able to start those up.
So you actually see the level 2 hit already by the Lucian here. Like you said, Karma did take some of that experience, so it's going to take a little bit more time for Imp to hit that level.
Yeah, it's actually two creeps. I thought it was only one creep, but there you go.
Finished away. Does hit level 2 though, which means Karma now will hit before Luo will on his Braum.
Yeah, and you see that already. Imp is a really good Sivir player. I mean, the way that he was able to change target priorities there, be able to bully out both members simultaneously, means that they'll be able to get it up underneath the turret. They're going to ward out their own jungle and then be able to just continue to push in here. And this is what we said. MaRin's actually going to struggle in this 1v1 matchup, especially if he gets an early gank. And Rek'Sai has great gank paths into the top lane on the red side of Summoner's Rift.
Well, let's see what xiyang can do on this Ekko.
Here we go.
He's moving up for the gank up in the top lane. MaRin actually going to get locked down. Doesn't get flashed on there by the Rek'Sai, but it's not going to matter because xiyang actually picks up first blood.
Yeah, so he's able to grab first blood. Here we go in the mid lane, however.
You're going to see Eimy try to charge back.
He hit a creep. What an absolute disaster. All right, so let's pretend we didn't see that one. Instead, MaRin falls down in the top lane, doesn't even get his tier.
Nope.
A horrible first back there for the Ryze. And as we said, this is one of those things that Ryze does not win this matchup.
Nope, and he
Ekko
has not
should be able to favor throughout it.
That one gank that came out from juejue was enough to take him down both the summoners there.
And it wasn't even, like, I'm going to say this, it wasn't even a good gank. He missed the knock-up. He got, like, one auto-attack and an auto-attack reset in there, and it was just enough for xiyang to be able to make it work.
That's all he really needed. That extra turret hit was more than enough for xiyang to tank up the last one. And also go for the kill at the end. So this bottom lane going slightly in favor of LGD right now, but OMG definitely at the advantage with the failed gank coming into the mid lane, especially.
But you can see now that they have vision on juejue, they want to be able to bully him out of his jungle, take away a blue buff. Is risky, however, because everyone is there.
Opting not to go for it just yet. So you do see the shield come up to stop the Boomerang Blade coming out of Imp.
So successful blue defend here on OMG's side, and MaRin is being punished.
Even underneath the turret. Good snare comes down though. Xiyang takes a beating there from MaRin. Doesn't quite have the mana or the mobility to catch up to him.
Yeah, it was more the range, but that's a little bit unfortunate for Xiyang. Took 2 turret shots. Will allow MaRin to stay in this lane a little bit longer, but you can see the sustain coming through. And Icon gets an early blue buff, so pretty much disaster right now for LGD.
Meanwhile, we can see down at the bottom lane, still in favor of LGD. They have been able to poke out this bottom lane quite nicely. Juejue is looking to try and find a gank on the flip side. Hasn't been spotted out by this.
Swifty boots picked up for the Hecarim, first item. Of course, that is a straight damage increase.
Well, going on top of him. Now he's taking a lot of damage here. Puts down the spell shield. One more auto attack will be able to lock him down. Juejue is not going to be able to find him.
They're turning it around.
And they are as 5. And Bay, sorry, taking a lot of damage here. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Xiyang actually get taken down by the 3-man gank up top for LGD.
Yeah, MaRin gets none of it, however. Doesn't even get an assist in on that gank. Was just watching as his team members chase him down. That was actually really nicely played out of Imp and PYL. PYL speeds him up. Imp also burns an early summoner spell, gets a flashback in return, and now Juejue is trying to force this lane back onto the other side of the map. There's nothing they can do. They're going to miss so much CS here.
That was satisfying to watch. His punish clears out that entire wave underneath his turret, but still, you know, interesting start for these two teams. LGD do have the advantage for now in terms of gold, but it's
and
not
they
a
stay
big lead.
one more time. Juejue's been down here for so long.
Bay wants this CS, and Imp is doing whatever he can to harass him every time he gets the chance.
Missed the spell shield, otherwise that would have been enough mana, you think, for them to maybe turn on the dive. And Eimy using that knowledge of where Juejue is to just continue to counter jungle, pressure top side of the map. So much better early game from Eimy here, apart from the fact that he tackled a creep. Like, that's something you never want to see.
Yep, that's going to haunt him. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Imp actually taking a lot of damage, throws out the Boomerang Blade, doesn't connect with the Lucian, had to blow his own flash
This
to
is
get
a
out.
legitimate 3v2. I mean, the jungler has been down there for so long, and Imp is absolutely dominating. I mean, he had to burn a flash there, but he gets a summoner spell back in support. And that's a 20 CS advantage right now, and Juejue has at least made 3 or 4 trips down to that bottom lane already.
You see the goal difference, you know, coming in for the bottom lane. Slightly ahead of turns for Imp right now. Top lane favors xiyang. The rest of the map is rather even, which is shows on the score right now.
And Imp not messing around with a kill this game. They go back, they pick up 2 pink wards to be able to continue to pressure out a lane, as well as that BF. Finally, the Lucian will go back. He gets better bang for his buck early because he'll be able to grab that early penetration item, which is always nice to have on a Lucian, but with how Imp's been playing this laning phase so far, you would not want to be Bay and on the receiving end of it.
Still a very quiet early game. You have to think that that would favor LGD. They don't want to confront OMG this early on. Happy to farm up. They showed that in game number 2. Curious to see where OMG's points of attack will be coming into this game, especially. For now, they're just content with farming it up as well, except for xiyang, just wants to kill MaRin every time he's in range.
Well, this is... Oh, he goes in.
He's going to try and take him down here, puts lots of damage down
onto him. Gank is coming as well onto MaRin. He needs a flash.
He's going to be able to flash, but it's not going to be enough. Juejue just slaps him with that final auto attack, picks up the kill.
Yeah, just stayed and traded way too long. He's saying, can you please ward that river so I can see him coming into our jungle, because that's the second time that he's gone for that gank path. But in response, it means 4 members of LGD are going to head down into this bottom lane.
Let's see what they can do here. As Bay, you know, taking a lot of damage down the bottom lane. Underneath his own turret.
Trigger.
Eimy takes down the Scuttle Crab and just looks towards Infernal Drake instead.
Runs in and out of the shrine just for the extra attack damage on Hecarim.
He's going to be able to stay inside of that, get lots of damage down.
And you can see that they know all of a sudden this means a collapse is going to come out of OMG.
They stop it. OMG able to force them to back away.
But they force him off another huge wave underneath this turret. And Juejue is not done. I mean, this is just cruel now.
MaRin, clear the tunnel. There you go.
Doesn't matter. He's just going to re-tunnel. Like, how is that a good
That's what
thing?
I thought as soon as I said that. I was like, oh, that's he can just make another. It doesn't matter.
I mean, it's not an ultimate. It's just his normal ability.
MaRin's being so safe.
Well, the wave's pushing against him, so he can't be safe forever.
This parallel
Here we
convergence
go.
going down. They're looking for it. MaRin actually pops his ultimate, trying to run away, but a flash comes on top of this Ryze.
He got him this time.
Juejue will fall, but they still take down the Ryze.
But MaRin goes back. And they actually need to dive this turret. I mean, they keep cheating off it time and time again in the bottom lane. They actually just need to dive the turret and reprieve some pressure.
It's going to be difficult. We'll see if they do. For now, they're very content with just pushing them to the turret. Not diving, per se. Blue buff is going to be contested here by Eimy. Looks like he should be able to take it down.
Straight away, he's gone back to the top lane. They're going again.
They're looking for him. MaRin not having a great game so far. As now it's going to be xiyang that tanks out the turret. Gets taken down really low. Pops his ultimate. Changes the aggro. We'll be able to take it down, but juejue is going to fall. That Prey Seeker cost him his life.
Yeah, it certainly did. So time and time again, they're diving MaRin, and time again, they're just trading 1-for-1. They're getting all the experience denial as well as all the arrows to the turret, but really that's been returned.
Now they're looking for the bottom lane now, as we can see getting jumped on. Bay finally gets dived there. They take him down. The turret will fall shortly as well. They're able to trade their pressure down into the bottom lane. LGD, they still have a gold advantage. They're still 1,000 gold ahead.
So they trade strong sides of the map pretty much is what happens there. Means they will also be able to grab a dragon for themselves, most likely, although now juejue is heading down and xiyang has teleport. So this is a risky move. Icon's even collapsing. LGD, I think, have to get out of here.
Well, let's see what they do, because they're still looking to try and take this down. Eimy going to get tagged up by the chair that's been thrown out by Braum.
They might have just given up Infernal Drake.
And Infernal Dragon's actually going to get taken away by OMG. xiyang has made his way down with a teleport. Smited away.
Punish just out of position. I mean, that was still a 4v4 if Punish was there. Instead, he'd already headed back towards the mid lane. Hadn't shopped in quite some time. So OMG, after all of the effort that they put into top side of the map, still get the first dragon of the game.
Mm-hmm. It's still a very even match between these two teams. You know, gold lead at the moment for LGD. But that single dragon over towards OMG. I didn't get to see what the next spawn is going to be in terms of dragons. And xiyang getting able to clear the water away that was placed down on top of the pink water brush that he put down earlier. He's 3-1-1 up in the top lane, able to bully out MaRin quite a bit on this Ryze, who has been a power pick in the mid lane for some time now.
You see that they're using those two teleports to once again go back towards a 1-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
They do have some good CC down here. They flash onto the support.
Wow, Luo was definitely looking for that one. Can't quite find it. Immediate flash coming out of PYL to escape, but here comes Punish. They lock down Luo. He's going to get jumped on as well by
he hits
Hecarim.
the champion.
Doesn't hit the minion this time around. They lock him down, and Eimy finds a kill for himself.
So very nicely done by the jungler there. Charges past, hits him back in. That's what we like to see out of Hecarim players. MaRin even takes himself a blue buff. He's like, that's it. I'm going solo this game. Give me the blue.
Now, LGD looking strong again in the early game here. Don't have quite the huge lead they had previously, but they'll be content with what they have now.
Yeah, they certainly will. They would have loved that dragon on top of it, however. So we'll see whether that does come back to bite them a little bit, because both teams have fairly good scaling in their composition.
And the consistent thing about this game, about this series, so to speak, xiyang is 3-1-1. He's doing well up in the top lane again.
Certainly is. Imp actually trying to pressure them off this Rift Herald.
He's doing a good job. juejue not going to get locked down there, but they still stop them from taking the Rift Herald.
That actually looked like the Braum just stopped the Karma stun. Is that a projectile?
I don't know. Have to find out. But still, Imp does a good job stopping them from taking down the Rift Herald, so no objective being picked up by OMG one more time. Only going to have the Infernal Dragon for now.
Once again, juejue as well as xiyang up in this top lane. Here we go.
They're looking for it. MaRin senses something, but he's just moving back towards the lane.
Oh, he's gone the wrong way.
Now xiyang's going to be able to jump on top of them.
Teleport xiyang.
He doesn't have to. Here comes Luo. Not Luo, sorry. Here comes the Rek'Sai. Going to be able to lock him down. MaRin going to get jumped on after the flash comes out over the wall. Power Convergence is going to come down. Doesn't lock him down.
He is so fast.
He's going to try and run away. Here comes the Rek'Sai trying to tunnel in closer. Jumped on one more time there by the Ekko. xiyang goes on a killing spree. Picks up another kill.
So another kill over to the Ekko. He is 4-1-1 is absolutely dominating MaRin, but you have to give so much credit to the jungler. And you just want to see Punish teleport once up there and be like, I am here for you, friend. I will try and help.
Juejue has set up a tent up in the top lane, and neither Eimy or Punish, after that one gank, they have decided they have abandoned MaRin up in the top lane.
Yeah, he is going glamping up there.
But here's actually a teleport coming in now towards the blue buff. Eimy's
It's
here as
MaRin.
well.
MaRin is sick of him.
He wants to try and do something, but here comes Juejue looking to try and take the tunnel.
PYL stood on it.
He took it. He takes away the tunnel. Juejue gets locked down, and MaRin picks up the kill. That was a cute play coming out from the LGD team.
Yeah, it certainly was. That was like closing the back door of the house. Just like, sorry, friend, this is no longer how you can get out. So very nicely done by PYL there. Scary thing is that MaRin has had so much CS denied against the turret. Like, he just burnt teleport every chance to get back to top lane. And he's still a headfish.
He's got 3 kills as well. I mean, he's got 5 deaths, but
this is a really poor job of shutting down a Ryze. Like, it looks like everything is going great. All of the kills have happened in that top lane. He's 5 of the deaths, and then you look up and you're like, damn it, he still has 3 kills and 100 CS himself.
Whew. He's almost completed that Rod of Age as well. Once he picks that up, he'll surely be scaling quite nicely on this Ryze. xiyang does have that long extended lane, so can definitely bully MaRin around a little bit more, especially if he can create a freeze up top.
But the best thing about Ryze, and this is what I truly love about Ryze, is there will be a time in this game where the jungler and top laner chases Ryze, and he turns around and kills them both. You know it's coming, I know it's coming. Even OMG knows it's coming, because that's why they camped him so much.
They've got a time window they have to work with here to try and take him down or camp him, so to speak.
Give it another 5 minutes and Ryze will kill both the Ekko and the Rek'Sai at the same time.
Well, Juejue is already bringing more people up towards the top side of the map to try and deal with him.
Everybody, get in here.
Luo is moving up as well with the Braum. They've got a ward to spot this one out, but MaRin only now sees him. He's going to try and run away, but they decide not to gank him.
This time, like, Punish has teleport.
MaRin just thinks, well, I've been saved. Thank you. So they look towards the Rift Herald instead. In fact, they don't even start that one up.
Yep, no, just patient play coming out of OMG. They really have missed their window in this early game, you feel. So the game is going to start scaling against them one more time.
You know, we see LGD still holding on to their goal lead that they previously stacked up. xiyang is now actually in the bottom lane, where we actually see Punish split pushing, going for the 1-3-1 one more time.
And Punish has much better wave clear. So he's just hopefully going to be able to sit at this turret, you know, throw some Qs at it. As you can see, he just takes it down. So there's absolutely no chance they're going to be able to pick that one up. Dragon is respawning in about 10 seconds.
Zimp actually going to get jumped on there. Luo is able to put down the ultimate. Still gets the knock up there, but the flash did come out from Ibn Bay now trying to run away. Parallel conversion does come down. It locks up Eimy actually. Gets stunned while he's trying to charge on top of Bay. Bay now going to try and run away. Dash out. Eimy takes a lot of damage. Here comes Punish. He's looking for people, but he gets stuck in between the support and the jungler. Flashes on top of Bay, but gets stunned and locked down. Has to use the ultimate on himself. The rest of the team.
Here comes MaRin.
Not going to quite able to help him out as Icon picks up that kill.
Imp is trying to look tasty because MaRin is here. We'll see whether they decide to keep fighting. It is a Mountain Drake, so one that they don't want to really give away. But it looks like they're going to have to. OMG, turn it around.
They're going to be able to take out this Icon, this Mountain Dragon. You know, it's been 17 minutes of watching top and bottom lane. I almost forgot there was a Viktor in this match as Icon just shows up and obliterates people. Another Dragon falls on over for OMG.
And they don't even get the mid lane turret. Meanwhile, MaRin had left and headed back top. So that is not a good news story for LGD at this stage of the game.
Not at all. Another good play from xiyang as well, was able to save his 80 carry with that clutch parallel convergence, a skill that's very hard to hit.
Yeah, completely agree. You know, stuns him up, make sure that the ultimate doesn't come out of punish straight away. And Imp tried his best on the back end, as I said, to just dangle some bait, look tasty, and allow MaRin to run over the top of the backline. And in game number 1, OMG probably would have taken that. But this time around, they peel off. They actually go towards the objective and make the right call.
They're still slightly behind LGD at the moment. About 1,000 gold is the lead. We can take a look at the items that have been completed really quickly here. As Rod of Ages for MaRin and Punish have been completed. Looking for their next item. You can already see it's probably going to be a Zhonya's for Punish. MaRin does have a needlessly large rod, so we have to see what he picks up. Seraph's going to be the next item. So Essence Reaper was the item of choice for Imp. But Bay, he's going for the Yoma's Ghostblade build on his Lucian.
Yeah, so going for Korean Ezreal Korean Lucian one more time. We'll see whether Punish actually jumps on him here. Bay does the right thing, backs away because he hasn't seen that brush in quite some time. But interesting game as this progresses because, as I said, you feel like the Ryze is pretty close to getting out of control. PYL nearly gets stunned up. And it really feels that the side waves are in control of LGD, but the 5v5 team fight, so far at least, has looked to be in OMG's favor.
LGD still have a gold lead, so they can make use of that to try and pivot in these fights.
Well, they're just waiting for them to once again. This is an outright scaling composition. Sivir needs to get towards 2 or 3 items, as does Ryze to really start taking over. Hecarim gets better as the game goes on as well. He's going to become unkillable soon. I mean, the LPL is a region that knows the true terror of full tank Hecarim. There was a time in the LPL where Hecarims were not buying any damage items because that red smite, as well as the helicopter damage that was coming out of Hecarim, was just absolutely bonkers. So, something that teams should be very familiar with.
Hecarim in general, fairly bonkers champion. Haven't seen too much of him recently in competitive play.
Well, he has like some very wide areas that you can take advantage of. Not a great early game. Doesn't have good ganks pre-level 6. I mean, you saw Eimy. If you don't hit the champion, does absolutely nothing in the gank. So you can understand why he hasn't seen much pro play. In saying that, at the same time, when executed properly, is quite good. And the LPL just loves him. I mean, we even saw Cacao from Invictus Gaming pick it up at Worlds last year, where we hadn't seen him in like 6 months. Here goes MaRin. He feels like he is well and truly stronger now.
Well, he's looking for a xiyang. Pot down a parallel conversion. Is not going to get the shield from his Eimy. He's still trying to chase him down. The rest of OMG move up towards the top side of the map to save him.
All right, so there we go. Ryze has arrived at League of Legends. He has 2 items and now well and truly wants to play the game. It's 40 CS nearly up over his direct lane opponent, xiyang, who has been doing well, but not that well. And now has teleport available. We'll see whether there's a play forthcoming in the mid lane or whether they're just going to let it fall down. It's a bit of a mistake, I feel, from the LGD lineup.
OMG using whatever they can to try and get back into this game in terms of the gold deficit they're currently facing. 2 turrets to 1. MaRin should be able to equalize with the top lane turret.
Takes Ryze a long time to take turrets.
No ability power or attack damage. Makes you hit these turrets a little bit slower.
At the moment, the thing about Roller and Saris is they're both 100 ability power items. So he still has a reasonable amount of ability power. It's just that he generally doesn't go towards death cap unless he gets incredibly fed.
Normally see a Guardian's Angel or a Void Staff as their 3rd item.
I think GA is the best 3rd item. I think that it just allows you to be... Because Ryze gets really tanky as soon as he gets the Archangel's upgrade, which he already has. Flat resistance is on top of that. Always a nice way to go. And you don't want to hit a Ryze already, let alone have to kill him through a shield, through his passive, and then through the GA.
LGD are able to clean up the turret in the mid lane and pick up another advantage for themselves, staying further and further ahead.
They pretty much get back a 2-for-1 trade, I think it's fair to say. So in the end, letting that middle lane turret fall down wasn't a massive deal. But MaRin is going towards that Void Staff, so it feels like he just wants to straight up kill people. I respect the decision. I don't think it's the best, but I do respect it. Well, after this early game, that would be a death cap if that was me. Yeah.
Whew. I would have been all over Summoner's Rift, just trying to kill whoever I can. For now, though, he's taking things slow and steady. He is 30 CS up, ahead of xiyang up in the top lane. There's a huge deficit in the jungle as well, as Eimy has been farming up a storm in comparison to juejue, who's camped MaRin for most of this game.
Yeah, as I said, very quick farmer in the Hecarim. Be able to get that helicopter going with the Q, you just smash it and take down jungle creeps incredibly quickly.
Punish has been in this side lane forever now, farming up in parallel to the rest of the map. But a very quiet game so far, you know? Kills taking place here and there, but
quiet
still...
game. You've had 12 kills. At this stage last game, we had
quiet.
1.
Because all the kills have just been onto MaRin up top, 5 onto him.
I don't know what you want, Fish.
I want 40 kills in 40 minutes. We're not on track.
We're pretty close because it's not team fighting stage yet. I reckon we'll nearly get back up to a kill a minute this game.
Let's see if that happens. I would be happy if that did happen. It could possibly start with this next dragon spawning in 3 seconds.
They get the speed shrine for the Hecarim.
Karma going to be able to boost him up in terms of speed as well. It is an infernal dragon.
Yeah, so both teams want this one.
OMG, they remember what happened when they got 3 last games.
This is probably OMG's window into the game. If they get to, the Viktor will just be an absolute powerhouse as the game progresses, and we'll be able to start taking over.
He's got 250 CS, 1-0-0 with the Ryze Crystal Scepter.
Here we go, they've started up. Infernal Drake does hit hard.
More than happy to tank it up for now, though. So the rest of OMG look like they want to collapse here, but not pulling the trigger just yet. They're going to give it on over. LGD pick up an Infernal Dragon for themselves.
Yeah, now we'll see whether Eimy actually wants to go. Nah, just charges a ward. Takes that one out. I've never seen a ward die like that. That was interesting.
Poor ward.
But finally, Infernal Drake back in LGD's hands. So you feel that with this 3,000 gold lead, as well as the Ryze, as well as the Sivir, they're going to be in a position to really be able to start dictating these team fights. He went through the ward. All right, cool. I was like, there's 3 members in the mid lane, but all of them wanted to recall instead, so not really all that much happening.
That was fast. MaRin takes down the Grom camp with ease. The rest of OMG actually moving towards the top side of the map, looking to try and take away the blue buff, it seems.
Yeah, no, that's not happening anymore.
Yep. MaRin and Punished are up there, able to stop them.
Yeah, MaRin owns that side of the map now.
There is a resident Ryze up top lane.
He actually has cooldown reduction as well. I have no idea what MaRin is building.
So opted not to complete the Void Staff there. Now looking towards probably another item. Ryze gets a lot of cooldown reduction through his Runes and Masteries. He did take Storm Raider's Surge here, so it's possible he could have the 45% cap instead of the 40. But once again, taking things slow. Both teams content with farming the map up. We still see the 1-3-1 coming out from LGD. They sent Punish up to the top lane now, moving him away from the bottom lane. Imp PYL wreaking havoc in the mid lane and supporting Eimy when he goes for his roaming adventures. And take a look at the items really quickly. Lucian completed the Yoma's Ghostblade and Black Cleaver. Juejue looked like he wanted to fight. It's just tunneled underneath people for now. Yoma's Ghostblade, Black Cleaver completed for Lucian. You can see the Abyssal Scepter, Ryze being completed for the Viktor as well as Imp. Gonna take a culling to the face, loses half his health as PYL almost gets jumped on. There goes the ultimate, trying to find the karma, not quite able to pick them off.
They don't know whether this is a fight they want to turn. They've actually sent everyone back to their lane, so LGD want nothing to do with it. Instead, they just give away the Sivir ultimate and are happy from there.
MaRin just gonna solo out this blue buff. The laser tries to come in, not gonna find it. Actually, Xiang's able to jump on top of it, laughs a little bit as he picks it up.
But still denies it away from the Viktor, so that is a good news story. MaRin would have loved it, but not able to grab it this time around. And really, OMG right now, they feel like the game's slipping away. So they're roaming around in this 5-man death ball.
They're pulling in LGD almost, trying to fight OMG at any point.
Trying to fight them at any stage, but they don't have the CC to get it done, you know, without a flash unburrow from juejue, without Luo being able to flash in there and be able to guarantee the knockup of this Braum. Just doesn't look like it's happening, and instead, LGD, once again, have their claws set in this 1-3-1 split push. Both teleports available. Everyone's summoner spells apart from PYL are up. And they're just not going anywhere.
And they're not stopping anytime soon either. LGD very content with finding this one out. Actually, Luo might be caught out. Might have to blow the flash to get away here. Flashes on over. Teleport actually coming in. Punish looking to try and lock them down. He's going to lock down Juejue there, who gets taken out so quickly by this Ryze. And LGD find another pick to put themselves 4,000 gold up.
And MaRin has a little bit of a giggle because he says, mate, that is for coming to my lane 5 times in the laning phase. I am sick of your stuff. Takes him off Summoner's Rift. So really nice execution there. They get the pick. And that was all set up from 1-3-1, you know, making sure they had the vision set up. Teleport comes in and MaRin's able to blow it up. And juejue, unfortunately, was helping out his support there. And they both get punished for it.
Eimy now going to clear out some of the jungle camps inside of OMG's side of the map. With that one pick up to Juejue, they're able to pressure a lot of the pressure points here. As this turret is going to get taken down, and LGD find another objective for themselves, putting themselves 5,000 gold ahead. OMG,
they're going for a
Baron.
Baron.
Pull the trigger onto Baron.
Yeah, 100% looks like that's a call. You can see that it's being pinged out by both teams, so they will run away from it because quick rotation came out from LGD to leave that lane. But OMG have completely lost touch with this game. Now they're going on to Punish.
Punish actually going to go lock down Bay instead. Has to force the flash out of the Lucian. Here comes Eimy though, just charges straight on top of him. This team fight is looking great for LGD so far. Luo now the next target. If is dealing some havoc amount of damage right now, as LGD find 2 picks for themselves.
Yeah, certainly are. So LGD able to grab 2 after what was a failed engage from OMG. Still have ultimate available from Punished as well. Imp needs to be careful, gets ulted.
Chaos Storm put on top of the Sivir there. Juejue was looking to try and jump back in. He might actually get locked down here. Hecarim charges him forward. Icon, in the meanwhile, is able to take down Punish, but loses his jungler there. So teleport coming in from xiyang. Gonna get cancelled.
Yeah, he didn't want to complete that one. So in the end, it is a 4-for-1 trade. Able to pick up the mid laner who didn't use the ultimate, still punished. Unfortunately, not able to get that one done. But this is much better out of LGD. I mean, they've itemized 3 items. Everyone has a void stuff. They've acknowledged that that needs to be a thing that happens when they're playing these double AP comps, unlike game number 1. This time around, they're able to collapse onto the mistakes of OMG much more efficiently. And as we said, they have this huge scaling comp. OMG are getting desperate, and they're 6,000 gold in a hole.
LGD is going to get stronger and stronger. You can already see Ryze. He's completed that voice up, like you mentioned, looking for the Abyssal Scepter next, reducing even more of the magic resistance on the side of OMG's team.
You can see that Bay tries to run through, cheat towards mid lane, bumps into Imp, acknowledges that he has to run the other way around. Dragon is going to be back available in 15 seconds. That will be the next pressure point. And you feel that LGD kind of want to win the team fight there and then just transition it straight into Baron.
Imp's got some pretty big items himself now. Essence Reaver, Phantom Dancer completed. Looking for another big BF sword item with the Hex Trick already completed. OMG have already grouped up, looking to try and take down the dragon that has spawned. MaRin has a good flank though. He's sitting inside the Tribush below the dragon pit.
It is only an Ocean Drake. They've actually sent both mages back behind. They started up looking to pull it out.
Let's see if LGD can force them on over towards the side and get the flank over. MaRin now moving towards the top side of the map. Lissandra in a good position to try and get a deep flank
Here
off.
goes Lissandra.
They're going to look for it. The claw's going to come out at a choke point. They find Bay. Bay's been locked down by Punish. And there goes Eimy on top of everyone as well. The front line from OMG hold up MaRin. But the back line's been obliterated by LGD. They're going to run for the hills here. MaRin did fall down, but at what cost is now everyone is getting jumped on. xiyang going to be the next target here. The claw comes out. Tries to use the ultimate dash back in. Imp, he's got his eyes set on this AB carry out top. Not going to be able to take it down just yet. Eimy still going to continue to chase. Parallel Convergence does lock down Eimy, but he's going to be able to chase him to the ends of the earth there. LGD still pick out the 2 carries in the backlines in that fight.
Yeah, but it was only a 2-for-1, actually. Very well done by OMG to be able to get this one as a team fight win. Looks like the Ekko will be able to live, and honestly, Punish nearly fell down, so that could have been a whole lot better for LGD. OMG kind of lived through it. Let's take another look. So straight away, Punish goes over the wall, gets both key carries and a huge amount of burst damage. And then the Hecarim flies in and is able to take them down. Meanwhile, on the backline, MaRin and PYL kind of get collapsed on by the other 3 support members and take it out. And that Chaos Storm just did work out of the Viktor.
Still a huge fight going in favor of LGD.
Look at that damage out of Viktor. He died immediately. It was just Chaos Stamp sitting there pulsing on 3 people. And they're going to start up the dragon one more time.
It did get a huge buff to do more damage over time than the initial burst. That Ocean Dragon has been started. Teleports are coming into the backlines on top of that pink quad. MaRin's coming in as well. The gravity field was put down but didn't lock down Punish. He's still looking for something. This Ocean Dragon now has been started by Eimy. He's looking to try and take it down, and LGD secure the objective.
Yeah, so Dragon number 2 goes across for LGD. They also have track priority on the mid lane. See whether they're able to get that one shoved up. Looks like OMG still want to fight.
For now, the Content will just farming up this way. If you look at this, xiyang, they're getting jumped on by Hecarim. Juejue and xiyang trying to lock down Punish there. He's not able to take the claw away. Eimy just not taking any damage. He swings the scythe round and round and round, trying to take them down. As Zonius has been popped down by the Lissandra. He's going to get locked up. Punish now has to escape and run for the hills. Imp, though, is able to take down Icon. Gets a double kill onto the Braum as well.
Eimy can't die.
He's not going to die just yet, but so is the rest of OMG. Triple kill comes out for the Sivir. Imp is unstoppable as MaRin is able to take down Juejue as well. This should be the game for LGD, I feel.
Yeah, they're going to push through, and on the back end of that fight, Eimy just was taking no damage. They do finally take down Punish, but that was the 2 Fed members of OMG and they want to end the match.
They want to try and end the match. Xiyang is going to have a word about that as he tries to stop them out. The first Nexus turret has fallen. Imp is working on the second. MaRin is zoning him away from this Nexus. The Nexus is going to be exposed shortly. The remaining members of OMG are going to respawn now, but it's going to be too little too late. Luo puts up the shield, but it's not going to protect the Nexus as that is going to fall. And LGD pick up their first win of the summer split of the LPL.
Yeah, LGD finally able to pick it up. It's actually sooner than they did last split. But wow, with another scaling composition, they just wait it out, play it patiently, don't let the camp top lane impact their decision making, and are able to get it done.
And that was two very different performances from LGD. Game 1 was LGD just trying to run at OMG at every chance they got. Game 2, very passive, very conservative, waiting for the late game. Game 3 was a bit of both.
Yeah, but this actually is an improvement in LGD's mentality. The reason being is that LGD, when they lose games, if they lose slowly, get annoyed. They're all really, really fiery personalities. So they would much rather fight to the death.
Yep.
And, lose a game quickly than just mess around for 40 minutes. So I actually think that when LGD lose games like that game number 1, it improves their mindset going into game number 2 and 3. And you saw that they played scaling comps, were more than willing to sit back,